What's good, Fins Nation? What's good? It's your boy Reason back here with another one. We're going to do a Dolphins draft day 3 recap for you. Once again, because tardiness is becoming his middle name, EM will not be here with us for about the first 15 minutes or so. So I'm going to give you guys some opening thoughts, and then we're going to take some of your guys' thoughts on day 3 and also some of these UDFA signings. We'll just run through you guys quick. I preface this saying that with this. Please have respect for the people in the background because we only got about 15, 20 minutes. I want to get through you all. So, just keep that in mind. Be considerate. That's all I ask. Guys, we got some things coming up that I really think you're going to like. Before I get into my thoughts about day 3 a little bit here, I know you guys heard some of them yesterday, but I'm going to be bringing on a scout from Blue Chip Scouting, and we're going to talk to him about the offensive line, where he sees us in 2020 with that offensive line, how he sees it now just after the draft, what he thinks of our draft picks and where we selected them. We're also going to be bringing on someone y'all are familiar with, Mr. Ballgame. And we're going to be doing a separate show with him. We're going to go over the secondary picks of this draft, and he's also going to give us a lookout on the secondary in 2020 as well. I'm going to be bringing Brian Trulin back on, and Brian Trulin is going to go over our current stable of quarterbacks. He's also going to break down the Tua Tagovailoa pick with us all because, guys, I don't know if some of you were around or some of you saw the original interview we had with him, but he wasn't as high on Tua as me and EM. And after me and him had some in-depth discussions, he jumped back into the film, and he ended up coming out a huge fan of Tua and Tua's anticipation when he throws the ball. So it'll be interesting to hear his more in-depth takes now that he himself has watched the snaps more and more. So that's something to look forward to. We're also going to have EM's Edge Evaluation Show. I know we keep talking about this over the signings of Calvin Noy, Emmanuel Ogba, and Shaq Lawson. It's just right now, with everything that's been going on, that's just been pushed back for the big board shows, the draft shows, et cetera, et cetera. And this is the last one of the recap shows. So I just want to get into a few things before I drop the link and I take some of your guys' thoughts on day 3 and some of the UDFA signings, guys. So as you know, talked about yesterday, I love Jason Strowbridge. I love that draft pick. I really envision when it comes to stuffing the run, something we're so weak at. I really see Raekwon Davis in the middle there. I really see Wilkins out to the right end, and I really see Strowbridge on the other end. I see Godchaux's snaps getting pulled back. I mean, if you remember a couple shows ago when we brought up, I literally brought up Rosenhaus's tweet on screen when he was talking about the money bags and backing the truck up and how he's next. That we called it, guys. We said it there. Like, that's basically, read between the lines. We're not going to pay him the kind of money he's going to be expecting. So I think this is probably the last year we're going to see of Devon Godchaux and Aqua and Orange. You watch the draft, you can see the writing is basically on the wall for that guy. When it comes to, Curtis Weaver, that's someone, again, who, some of you have been around, since TD Finn's talk. That's someone I was talking about 6 months ago when everyone was screaming AJ Epinesa. I was saying, hey, just wait for this kid. This kid is something special. I do see this guy being our future starting outside linebacker in that 3-4 set. This guy we got an elite pass rusher, man. We got an elite pass rusher at 164, and you got to love it. And then, obviously we all love the Solomon McKinley. We go back to our last mock draft. You can actually find a portion where me and EM, we're going over whether to take Solomon McKinley or Robert Hunt because of the fit we saw, especially where they were in the mock draft. So it's beautiful to see those things come to fruition because they fit what we're trying to do. Good picks, solid picks. We went a little off the board with James Proche sitting right there, and we went with Brad Ferguson from LSU. I guess we got the best long snapper in the draft, so yay, right? But something that stuck out to me, guys, was also, when we ended the show yesterday, it was basically announced Benito Jones, and this is someone that me and EM have talked about. We said it before. We really tried to fit him into that top 5 of our scheme fit on that big board. So to see, so basically that was our sixth guy. Raekwon Williams just barely beat him out. And so to see them get him as UDFA, that's awesome, man. I really think that kid, for depth, I mean, that's a number 2 depth guy, right? If someone goes down, he's going to be good to plug in across that front three. That's, especially if you want to man that anchor in the middle, right? So great pick. Loved it. Another one that's really caught my eye, guys. Obviously, I like the Malcolm Perry with our last pick, gadget player from Navy. I went to watch some stuff on Malcolm Perry today, and I ended up falling in love with Kirk Merritt, the UDFA we got from Arkansas State. Runs a 4.3 340, had a 41-inch vertical. I mean, the guy is just an absolute beast. And, man, all I got to say is with Kirk Merritt, Albert Wilson, it is time to start looking over your shoulder, because they may have gone and found the Preston Williams of last year for the slot. I really like what I saw with that guy. Big physical body. He's built like for a receiver. He's ripped. He's shredded. So I really like he's got great hands. He's so fast. He plays up to his speed. We talked about this with Henry Ruggs, with the 4.2 speed. A lot of guys can't play up to their speed when they're that high, but this guy plays at 4.33 speed. So I really like that pick. Obviously we went off, and we'll go over the other UDFA signings when EM gets here. But yeah, I'm really happy with this kid. I think to be honest with you, I think we got 2 guys in UDFA. Those are the 2 ones that really stand out to me as guys who could potentially break through. So the other thing is too, I mean, we made some cuts today, because after that Frazier signing, the special teams player / safety from the Cowboys, we were at 90 roster spots, and then they announced a few cuts after that. Again, we'll go into that when EM gets here. But yeah, I mean, when you look at Kirk Merritt, sorry, my bad. It was a 45.5-inch vertical. My mistake. Just open up my notes here. And he had 11-foot 3-inch broad jump. He had a 23 bench press reps. He had a 4.02 in the 20-yard shuttle. And like I said, he had that 4.3 340. That 4.3 340, guys, was second amongst combine receivers. That 4.02 in the 20-yard shuttle was first amongst combine receivers. That 45.5-inch vertical was first among combine receivers. The 23 bench press reps were first among combine receivers, and the 11-foot 3-inch broad jump was third amongst combine receivers. So we also got an athletic freak. Just look at the combine numbers, the speed, the athleticism, and the agility just jump off at you. So, I mean, one of the things I said, I don't remember whether it's here or whether it was over on TD. Remember, I said I was worried about where we were sitting before going to the draft. If we decided to go through with most of those picks, I was saying Flores' bread and butter is in the UDFA pool and on the waiver wire. I didn't want to miss out on that. And looking at it now, thank God, we made those cuts. Thank God we made a few trades so we didn't make all those picks, so we could get guys like Benito Jones and Kirk Merritt and such. I know everyone is talking about, I believe it's Tyshawn Render, the defensive end that Bill Belichick was out in the rain scouting. Again, if you were on TD's platform during the combine process, I brought up that story about how Bill Belichick wasn't even at the combine when I was talking about how Ron Rivera wasn't sitting in on the Tua meetings. So right there, I was already talking about that. And the fact that we went out and got that kid, that's hilarious to me. Again, another kid, because Malcolm Perry too, guys. Malcolm Perry, the most scouting and the most work he had done with him was by the Patriots as well. So you saw Flores snip 2 picks in that last pick, and in UDFA, he picked them from right under Bill Belichick's nose. And we're not even going to get into the Patriots drafting a place kicker with far-right militia white supremacist tattoos all over his arms. We're not even going to go there because I don't know what they were thinking with that, because that's already turned into a PR nightmare for them, and they're going to have to cut the kid before he even plays a snap at the rate that's going right now. So, we got EM here. What's going on, buddy?
Hey, what's good, homie?
Not too much, man. Just going over a couple of these draft picks we made, a couple of these UDFA ones, specifically Benito Jones and Kirk Merritt. So I just went over about Strobridge. I went over about Weaver. I went over basically all the picks lightly, not too in depth. And then I was just going over the two guys. I didn't even run through the list because I was waiting for you. So what are you thinking about specifically the day 3 draft picks as well as the UDFA class?
Tremendous value. Can you hear me okay? I'm hearing the echo.
No, I can hear you fine.
Okay. Tremendous value. Stonebridge, obviously Curtis Weaver, and also we might as well throw in that 5th round pick we traded for Matt Breida as well. So, the place kicker, do we really have to discuss? It is what it is. I don't like to discuss, kickers and place kickers. I leave that up to other people to talk about. But, they picked him in the 6th round. Obviously, they see some value there for some reason. I'll leave that up to them.
The long snapper? Are you talking about the long snapper?
I'm sorry, the long snapper. So, but day 2, definitely, I think they won. Day 3, they got tremendous value for the players that they selected, where they selected them, and I'm ecstatic over that Curtis Weaver pick to get him in the 5th round. Tremendous value.
And even Matt Breida, we got the best running back on day 3.
Oh, absolutely,
hands down, right?
Absolutely.
So, and guys, what did we tell you? What was I up here telling you? What was I saying? They wanted DeAndre Swift or J.K. Dobbins because they wanted that thunder and lightning. And guys, what's the term everyone's hearing today all over the media when it comes to our backfield? Thunder and lightning.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
And if it wasn't for the Ravens, that would be, if it wasn't for the Ravens, we would have J.K. Dobbins and we wouldn't have Raekwon Davis. So, it worked out because we got Raekwon, another guy we really wanted.
Absolutely. But yeah, I think both of those 2 picks with Weaver and Stonebridge, excellent scheme fits. I think Weaver I think he translates more to a stand-up outside linebacker role.
That's what I said.
As well as Stonebridge as well. He's athletic enough to play, to play standing up. But he also has that versatility where you can kick him inside as well. Because apparently he's very, very, very stout.
Buddy, I'm telling you, that's what I'm saying. When you guys were talking about Godchaw, even with the heavy set yesterday, brother, I really see Wilkins, Raekwon, and Strobridge being the future front 3 because Strobridge is bread and butter. That's the run game, bro. And he stuffs it, man. Like he just takes it to the house, bro. So I really think before you got here, I think we're gonna see the snap count get reared back on Devon Godchaw because he's out. The writing's on the wall. He's not a Flores guy, man. I
think the presence of Zach Seiler is more of an issue to Devon Godchaw than necessarily this kid. Because I look at him, you look at his profile. He's 275. That's in a base 34 playing a 3-5 technique. That's a little too light.
He's gonna put on weight.
To play him
young.
Right, exactly. But I'm talking about you can kick him inside on, a nickel situation, dime situation as a rush defensive tackle. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like I can see because his body type is very similar to Shaq Lawson, very, very similar. So I see Miami deploying him, potentially like they will, like they're going to deploy Shaq Lawson as well. Mm-hmm. So, but the kid definitely has the foundation. The foundation to be something be a very good.
He's a top 100 player.
Absolutely,
we got the best. We got our first 3 picks were top 100 players, and we got the best running back on day 3.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, the foundation is there for him to be a solid contributor. And I think both of them, Weaver as well as Stonebridge, they'll be able to get on the field because they're so good against the run already. And like we talked about, I think yesterday on the stream, you remember last year, the last 6, 7, 8, 9 games, how Charles Harris, Taco Charlton were like healthy scratches. You know what I mean? And it's because it was so deficient in the run game. But these two guys, very good with their hands, very stout at the point of attack. So I can see Flores' vision. Things are starting to clear up as far as his vision for the team is concerned. We knew we were 32nd against the run last year, and they came into the offseason as well as this draft, and they said no more. Our run defense will not be as big of an issue this year. So again, on paper, I think they improved themselves immensely. But again, they have to go out and prove it on the field. But I'm ecstatic, though. I'm ecstatic.
What do you think about the Malcolm Perry pick?
I guess he's an athletic guy. I think he's
deadly in open
fast.
Space. He's deadly in open space.
But he's he's electric in open field.
Yeah.
But I could see them using him as like a gadget guy. Creating certain packages for him.
He can throw the football.
There's a place in the NFL for those type. Yeah, absolutely. Wildcat guy, perhaps, maybe.
He's our Taysom Hill.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a place in the NFL for those guys, and I can see them kind of deploying him like a Taysom Hill, and definitely. I could see him having a place on our roster for sure.
All right, so let me run down some of the UDFAs before we get into our two favorites that I know we want to talk about. So we got Donnell Stanley, the offensive guard and center from South Carolina. We got Tyshawn Redner, the defensive end from Middle Tennessee State, the one I told you guys about that Belichick spent. I think EM was backstage when we were talking way back about Ron Rivera not being – remember when we were talking about Ron – I made the deal about Ron Rivera not being in the interview room with Tua when the Redskins, and I brought up how Belichick wasn't even in the combine. He was out there scouting this kid, remember? So, that's another one we sniped right under Belichick. We also got another right tackle from Kansas State, Nick Kaltmayer. So he started 13 games at right tackle last year. So the guy he can do it. We got Bryce Stark, the edge from Montana, who's now signed over as a tight end. So he played tight end in high school. So we'll see how that works out. We also got Ray Lima, the defensive lineman from Iowa State. He's 305 pounds, and he had 10.5 career sacks for loss. And then we got Matt Cole, the wide receiver from McHenry University. So, he's all right from what I've seen. Kylan Johnson, the linebacker from Pitt. And then the ones we're excited about, brother, the ones that make us excited and ticket our fancy right now. Benito Jones from Ole Miss, who's 6'1", 316 pounds. And Kirk Merritt, who before you got here, brother, I went over his combine stats. Kirk Merritt, the wide receiver from Arkansas State.
Let me hear him again.
You want to hear them again?
Let me hear him again.
So he had a 4.33 40-yard dash, which was second among combine wide receivers. He had a 4.02 20-yard shuttle, which was first among combine receivers. He had a 45.5-inch vertical jump, which was first amongst combine receivers. He had 23 bench press reps, which was first among combine receivers. And he had 11-foot 3-inch broad jump, which was third amongst combine receivers. Have you seen him, bro? Have you seen this kid in the weight room? This kid
I haven't seen him yet.
Bro, this kid is shredded, bro.
Yeah. They better find a spot for him. That is too much. This kid better be
apparently outside the combine. So basically, what do you want to call it? He hit apparently outside the combine. He's hit a 49-inch vertical before.
This kid, they better find a spot on this run. He should make the roster primarily based off his athleticism. They better find a spot for this kid and find a role for him.
Dude, if this kid was in the SEC,
Oh
There's
my
no
God,
way
bro.
he would have went undrafted. There's no way.
And Arkansas State is an extremely small school.
Yes.
So I'm from Arkansas originally, so I know it's an extremely small school. So, but I think because I was talking to my brother about him earlier, and I found it strange that he didn't get drafted.
He got in trouble. He got in trouble back.
Right. I heard.
State,
I heard he had some off the field.
But I said before you came on here, I said, this guy's 6'1", 200. I believe he's 6 foot, 215 pounds, and he plays the slot, bro.
That's
and
huge.
He can play outside or he can play the slot. So Albert Wilson, you're gonna be watching your back, brother.
Yeah. They better find a spot for this kid.
Bro, we got our new Preston Williams, bro.
I know, right?
This guy, I was watching. I told them, and I told you earlier. I went to watch the Malcolm Perry, and I ended up just watching this guy for about an hour and a half. And bro, this guy's got hands, bro. Hands.
Yeah. He's a legitimate wide receiver. He's legit. So
yeah, man.
And can you imagine him and Jakeem Grant on the kickoff returns? Ooh. Oh my God, bro! Can you imagine that?
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, find a spot for him. I don't care what it is. Find a spot for him. That's too much athleticism, bro. Too much.
So, what do you think about a little bit more about Benito Jones?
Oh, you already know. If the people that follow the channel, if they go back and pull up our defensive tackle board, he was like 6th on our list.
Yeah.
I've been following him for like 2 years now, and I definitely like this pick to get him as an undrafted free agent. This kid was projected to go between round 3 and 6.
Yeah.
Coming into the draft process. So I don't know how he got to this status. I have no idea, but thank you, Lord. This kid here, and if you recall, reason we talked about how we would prefer if Miami doubled up at that position in the draft. With either Raekwon Davis and maybe Leaky 5-2, somebody, or even Benito Jones, at some point. But they got him at it, and they did it. They got him at an undrafted status. This is a very, very excellent. He's an excellent developmental piece. I think he needs to, I think he needs to put on a little more weight. He definitely needs to get a little stronger in his base because he tends to, even though he's big and he's got good upper body strength, his anchor is not where you would like it to be at this point. And that's natural. I mean, he's a college player. So once he gets to the pros and he gets in our strength and conditioning program and the coaches, once Flores gets his hands on him, I have no problem. I think he'll develop quite nicely. And again, we have depth at that position. Mm-hmm. We have young, cheap depth, excellent depth, in my opinion, at that position now. So I'm anxious to see how he, once OTAs get here and training camp gets here, I'm ecstatic with he and Raekwon McMillan. I cannot wait because me, I'm all about that trench play. So looking forward to it.
When you put him onto my radar, I watched a little bit of him. I watched him against Vanderbilt, and I think it was like the New Mexico State game. Mm-hmm. And, bro, the one thing I saw, bro, dude, like he can cave in offensive linemen.
Oh, yeah.
You know what, bro? And he has no problem with double teams.
Yeah.
And dude, this guy's got what I saw against Vanderbilt, especially. Bro, I was surprised how many moves this guy for a guy his size and at the nose, bro.
He gives you,
and he gets in the backfield consistently against the run.
He gives you pass rush value.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I even think he might even be a slightly better pass rusher than he is a run. Not that he's deficient in his run game, but I think he might be he might be a slightly better pass rusher than what he is a run defender at this stage. So that's a plus. Again, that's a bonus. You know what I mean? If you have a guy that plays that position and they give you value in terms of the pass rush in addition to the run game, that's tremendous.
I don't think he's going to have much problems putting on weight because I know at the combine he weighed in at 316, but I'm pretty sure he started the year at about 330, 320.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So he can put that weight, and just to give you something, he had a 10.5% pass rush win rate, and he had a 6.7% run stop rate.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean,
so
he's good.
He's a well-rounded player.
Yeah.
He's very good in both areas.
Yeah.
So that's definitely, that foundation is there to
Yeah.
develop into something real, real nice. So yeah,
I like it.
I love that pick, bro. To get him, especially to get him as an undrafted free agent.
Yeah, I think that's a fantastic pick, bro. And like, would you say it's like besides the Tua pick, you know, and besides the Raekwon Davis and the Robert Hunt, would you say like, because those are my A+ picks, right? Like, you know, I gave Austin Jackson a B. I gave a B- to Noah, not because of the player. I like the player a lot. It's where he was taken with the glaring need of safety. That's it.
Right.
And then I'm not a huge fan of the Brandon Jones selection yet because I haven't. The jury's still out on that for me because I've only done about an hour and a half worth of film work on him. So what, like, do you think day 3 was probably arguably between the Weaver, Solomon, Kinley, you know, between Strobridge, the Breda trade, and then those UDFA signings? Do you think it was arguably our best day?
In terms of in terms of overall value, where these players were selected again, yeah, I think the Dolphins killed day 3. They absolutely knocked it out of the park. So to get Curtis Weaver coming into the draft process, this kid was projected to go late first round, early second round. Okay. Stonebridge, a top 100 player. Benito Jones was projected going in between rounds 3 and 6, as high as 3, and between rounds 3 and 6. That was his where he was projected to go. So in terms of, like I said, overall, if you're going by the value chart, the value chart in terms of the draft, day 3, I think they got more value to where where they were picked.
So I want to run through my overall grades, guys, for the draft. So the Tua pick, I gave an A+. The Austin Jackson pick, I gave a B. The Noah Igbinoghene, I gave a B-. Robert Hunt, I gave an A. Raekwon Davis, I gave an A+. Brandon Jones, I gave a C. Well, / the jury's still out. Solomon Kinley, I gave an A+. Strobridge, I gave an A. Curtis Weaver, I gave an A+. Blake Ferguson, I gave a C+ because Jane Prosch was on the board. Malcolm Perry, because of the gadget and what he can do and where we got him and sniffing him under from Belichick, I gave that a B+. So overall,
the Patriots were hot. They were looking to get that kid.
Malcolm Perry. Malcolm Perry had the most work he had done with any team was with the New England Patriots.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah, so we got Tyshawn Render, the kid Belichick was out scouting during the combine, and we also got Malcolm Perry, who did the most work with the pre-draft work with them.
I bet that didn't make him happy. He's pissed.
Yeah. So guys, overall with all those, I personally give them a solid A on the draft. That's where I'm at.
I'm 100% in agreement with you, bro.
Yeah.
Every one of your picks, that's the grades that I would give, bro. Yeah, absolutely.
I wanted to show you this, EM. So I found this chart, and this is basically a GPA / consensus of what people thought of the Miami Dolphins draft. So basically, the consensus was we had the 17th best draft. And if you want to put it to a GPA, we had a 3.06.
Wow, 17th, really?
Oh, they gave Minnesota, the Cowboys, and the Ravens, and the Arizona Cardinals, and the Bengals had the top 5. So basically, we got an A- from NFL.com. We got a B from Sporting News. We got an A- from PFF. We got an A from the Draft Wire. The Monday Morning Quarterback gave us a B-. NewJersey.com. Shout out to Finsanity. Gave us a B-. You need to holla at your boys and girls over there. Touchdown Wire gave us a B. SB Nation gave us a B-. The Washington Post, they gave us an A. The New York Post, they gave us a B+. ESPN Mel Kiper gave us a B. USA Today gave us a C, and Roto World gave us a C.
Very good.
But the Jets, the Jets are up there, and the Bills are right up there, Like,
yeah. And they did.
I told everyone they did good drafts.
They
man.
did.
Yeah,
they did very, very productive drafts.
Yeah.
So, but I've been hearing, for the most part, I think the lowest I've heard is the overall grade that we've gotten. I forget who it was that gave us that grade, but it was like a C+. And it was mainly because I don't know why people, well, I know why, but a lot of people don't seem to be some individuals seem to not be too high on Raekwon Davis. And I know why. I could care less, but the reason why they're not high on him is because he doesn't give you elite production in the pass rush situations. And that's fine for the Miami Dolphins. If you listen to what Chris Greer, if you saw Brian Flores yesterday as they were making their picks, it's only one player that he was like slapping the table and smiling and just he showed some emotion. It was the Raekwon Davis pick. And Chris Greer was talking about he alluded to that exact same thing. Why that kid is not getting more attention, and it's because of a lot of what he brings to a defense. You don't see it in the statistic. You don't see it in the box score, sacks, pressures, all of it. This kid is an elite, and I think he offers some value as a pass rusher. I do. I really do. Because he's a very good athlete.
And so versatile, bro.
He's a very good athlete. But this kid is a monster in the run game. Oh, his raw power. Oh, just put on that Georgia tape where I don't know. It had to be either Isaiah Wilson or I think it was Isaiah Wilson, I believe, where with one arm, he stacked this kid, and Isaiah Wilson just went in the first round. He stacked this. This is the play he made. He stacked this kid with one arm, and DeAndre Swift or whoever the running back was, he stacked it. He had inside leverage on it, right? So DeAndre Swift or whatever running back it was a zone play, and this kid stacked him with one arm, and he had the tackle had outside leverage on it, and he just with one arm, he stacked him, and with his right arm, he's while maintaining his focus was on the running back. He gave Isaiah Wilson a swing move and tracks the running back down and makes the play in the back, for a tackle for loss in the backfield. Again, that's just one of many plays that I've been seeing on this kid's film, and again, people are not high on him, and I'm giving us, like a C, or I even seen as some people gave us a D grade for that pick. It's because of he just didn't get the production in the pass in the pass rush, in the passing game. But again, I think that's we're just scratching the surface as far as his potential as a pass rusher. But we're not selecting him and bringing him here to be a pass rusher. We need someone to clog that middle and be an anchor in the middle of this base 34 scheme, and he is and he will. I think he's going to be a day one starter, to be honest with you. I really do.
Agreed. I don't even question
really
that.
do.
I think Robert Hunt's a day one starter. Austin Jackson, Noah, because of the press man's going to be a day one starter, and Tua, if we didn't have Fitzpatrick, would be a day one starter. Mm-hmm. But EM, I want to address your attention to the quarterback situation in the AFC East that's on the screen right now.
Oh man! Oh my God, bro!
Hey, this is what happens when you have the left arm of God, boys.
Wow!
How do you like those apples? I hope.
Hey,
Bills
Reason,
go.
you think Tua would ever come on the show, bro? You think we need to reach out to him and see if he'll come on the show?
If he saw the love we were giving him on TD, I'm sure he wouldn't mind.
I know, right? I know. I know, right? Don't worry. At least you never know. At least all we can do is reach out.
Hey,
so
Tua, if anyone are listening, just remember, homie, we were the day ones.
Day ones, ride or die, baby. Day ones.
We were the day ones. All right?
That is funny, bro. Wow.
And it's true though. It's funny because it's true.
You are you gonna open up the platform tonight?
Would you like me to? You let me know.
Yeah, that's fine for a little bit. That's cool.
Okay.
I'm anxious. I'm anxious to see what a lot of what people's thoughts were on the overall draft and the undrafted free agent that we picked up.
Yes, sir. Okay, so I'll drop the link. We'll go through you guys' thoughts on day 3 and some of the UDFA signings, guys. Just come on back. I'll leave this up until people start coming in because it's basically a piece of art. I mean, I don't know what else to call it right now. How you feeling, EM? We woke up today and it's real, bro.
Man, I'm telling you, it just doesn't seem. It hasn't set in yet, bro. I guess maybe it won't set in until I can actually, play him, in Madden. So,
I can't wait.
Once they get him on Madden, bro, I guess it hadn't sunk in. It won't sink in until then.
I can't wait, bro, because, I ran, man, bro, that be a pro with the quarterback, dude. I did so many of them with so many different teams that, and I did a franchise where we drafted Tua because, you can download the rosters. I also did one where I waited out to draft Lawrence the next year. So, now that I'm going to be able to play with this draft class and the real thing, bro, oh, my God, I can't wait to jump back in that, bro.
Yeah, it's gonna be nice.
Call of Duty getting pushed to the back.
I know, right?
Yeah, for real, huh? All right, guys. So I'll drop the link one more time. We got a couple people backstage. Yeah, Scotty Joe. Jake Fromm has a noodle arm, so good luck to him. What's up going on, Anthony?
Hi, EM. Hi, Reason. I have a question for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Hypothetically, let's say we don't have a season at all this year. What do you guys think happens? Does the top 10 and the draft stay the same, or does the NFL have a lottery to make it fair?
Probably have to go lottery.
Probably.
That happened in the NHL back during the Crosby draft. They were locked out for an entire season, and they literally went to they did a lottery, and the rest was history. The Penguins got the number 1 overall pick in Sidney Crosby.
Yeah, and honestly, my realistic grade is a B+, because honestly, I like Solomon Kinley. Do you think they're gonna move him to center or leave him at guard? Because I think what's gonna happen, we're gonna have to draft an actual right tackle, because I don't see Robert Hunt. He's a guard, isn't he?
He played at tackle, but he projects because of his profile. He's the perfect guy to kick into guard. But if you put Solomon Kinley next to him, that's probably going to make up for some of those deficiencies he might have at tackle.
And I agree with EM. We're training. I think we're cross-training. We're going to move Dieter. We only have Karras for 1 year, so I think he's going to be there as a placeholder once we trade we train Dieter, or we might draft
Creed Humphrey.
Creed Humphrey.
Yeah. I love Dieter. I love his skill set. I think it's very.
People are giving on. Some people are giving up on him so fast. Is it because he's not developing fans?
I don't think they're giving up on him. I think he going into training camp, OTAs. Fans. Well, you know how fans are, bro. They're so sometimey. One day they love you, the next day they hate you. So I wouldn't pay too much attention to that.
I blame the center position for him not being successful. We didn't have a center, a constant center, the whole season. Kilgore was injured. our backup center was injured. So how can you expect him to develop correctly when he doesn't have a center who was healthy during the season? Don't you guys agree?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, the center was a rotating door last year. It's a position, even back to the Pouncey days, we haven't been able to stay healthy at it.
Pouncey
And
wasn't able to
Julian
stay healthy
Davenport.
either.
That's why I said, going back to the Pouncey days, we haven't been able to stay healthy at it.
And actually, Julian Davenport didn't exactly help him out either. So,
No.
yeah, it was a tough situation. But Dieter, I think they'll give him he'll get an opportunity to compete. But I hope they do try to, they invest, they really give him a shot at center. I really think he would be, I think his skill set at this stage translates better to a center position than any other position.
My favorite pick is not an actual pick in day 3. It's a UDFA, the guy you were talking about. I saw tape on him, the slot receiver.
Mm-hmm.
From Arkansas, Kirk Merritt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Merritt. Honestly, and you can't blame Malcolm Perry. Why do you think that type of offense doesn't translate to the NFL? That triple option offense, because it seems like quarterbacks who play that and end up moving to another position. Why is it?
Well, you're going to see.
Quarterback?
I think this year you're going to see Chan Gailey adapt to the RPO, because, like, I think you might see RPO start to come in a little bit here and there, just to get it. It's going to be instilled at least in practice to prep up for if Tua ever has to come over and take over. If they ever have any plans of Tua coming in, whether it be even in those 2-minute drills, me and him talked about, if up by 3 or 4 touchdowns, you're going to want the RPO instilled into your playbook at least a little bit, so you can see what you got with him at the next level. Because, like we've said, the RPO is the next wave of the NFL. So I do think you're going to see more. You're going to see more options.
Why do that? When you guys look at tape, why do quarterbacks who play the triple option, like quarterbacks who play at Army, Navy, or, for example, Georgia Tech, they don't stay at the position; they move to another position? Is it because that offense?
Well, have you looked at Malcolm Perry? He doesn't look like he doesn't.
I know
he's not a quarterback at the next level, brother.
Right. No, not at all. And then also, they're not taught basic fundamentals of the quarterback position.
His mechanics are all over the place. Even in the highlight reel film, you see of him throwing the football. You don't even see tight spirals. He's not. He's not polished enough.
They're just not taught that. When you're in that type of offense, it's not one to where they teach you to read the field. You know what I mean? It's a run-based offense. You know what I mean? Maybe a one read, and then you tuck the ball down and you run. So, it's just basically we all know how that works out in the NFL. It doesn't.
Offense is what you're saying, EM.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, I'll let someone.
They never learn. They never learn a position.
Yeah, and honestly, I watch you and your channel, guys, because I don't follow football as hardcore as you guys, like watching tape a ton. I'm just a standard fan. Thank you for all the information you give me, because it's sometimes confusing.
Absolutely, bro.
Have a good day.
Absolutely.
Have a good one, bro. All right, so we got the man who was asking constantly if we were opening up to guests. MMA fortune teller, what's good, buddy?
What's up, boys? What's up? Fins up.
What's going on, man?
What's up, brother? Fins up, man. Just enjoying this draft that we had over the weekend. I like the picks that we got. I would say, me personally, the only little thing that I may have not liked in the draft was the 3rd round. But like you guys have been saying, we got to see how that plays out. Guys that I kind of wish that we would have grabbed would have been Matt Hennessy, or Lloyd Cushenberry.
Yeah.
I think you solidify the center spot, and I think, you know what I mean? You could never – it's never too much to keep going at the offensive line. I know we got 3 top guys, to join the offensive line, but why not get another guy? And the center position really wasn't necessarily addressed. So
I really liked Matt Hennessy. I was high on him because that, how EM was basically saying, and it's now looks like the Saints don't even know what they're going to do. But with Cesar Ruiz, you could kick him out to guard, right? I looked at Cushenberry more like he was going to stay at center. Matt Hennessy projects that if he kicks out to guard, he could be a damn good guard at the next level. And he looks like a guy who's going to be versatile along the offensive line a little bit more than Lloyd Cushenberry. So that's why I was really high on him through the whole draft process. That's another pick that I wish we would have got. I mean, I got a couple, but Matt Hennessy's definitely up there.
Yeah. I will say this too, man. I've been high on Tua for a long time. I think the upside of Tua reaching his potential is it's so much more major to the team than drafting a top offensive lineman or another defensive beast. I think if Tua reaches potential, it will take our team to another level. I think it's a realistic possibility to win a Super Bowl in the next 5 to 10 years with a quarterback like Tua, man. You know, taking
hopefully it's a lot sooner than that, bro.
Yeah. I've been waiting forever, man.
Man, hopefully it's a lot sooner than that, bro. But you know we're with you as far as Tua is concerned. So yeah,
I look at it as I would look at how free agency's gone, with how this draft's set up. When you look at the contract years and then next year's draft, it looks like they built about a 4 to 5 year window of let's get it done in those 4 to 5 years. And you know, we've said about Tua especially. Tua has perennial Pro Bowler written all over him. I mean, me and EM agree he's the best we've watched at the college level since Andrew Luck. And EM even thinks he's better. No, he's there. And EM even thinks he's better than Andrew Luck. So, and I do see the ceiling. I mean, it's just all about we got to do what the Colts didn't do, is we got to protect Tua right away, not wait till he gets beat up in the NFL and then start to protect him when his body starts breaking down like the Colts did. And you could see they took they took a couple of steps forward, and you could see that was one of their main initiatives and main goals in this draft, is to put a legitimate brick wall in front of this kid. And you got to respect it, man. Like I've been saying for months, if you're going to take this kid, have a boring draft, man. Go heavy offensive line, and that's exactly what they did, man. So you gotta love the foresight and the vision that, you know what, and because what did I preface all that with? Even if Tua gets hurt, you have such a good line that if you draft the next guy up or you sign the next guy up, he can go right. You can just stick right in there behind that.
Absolutely.
So you're killing two birds with one stone. Is how I look at it.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree with you too, man. And I like the Matt Breida pickup as well. Just to touch on that too.
Yeah.
I mean, we could have spent an early draft pick on a running back, and I don't think that it necessarily played out the way that we wanted to. You know, a lot of those running backs went early in the second round. You know, a lot of them started to go. A guy that I liked, man, in college was Keyshawn Vaughn. I don't know if you guys are familiar with him, man. That guy was like a game breaker, man.
He's on my running back big board, and he was my he was my sleeper of my running back big board. If you go watch my running back big board, I love that kid. And look how high you went.
I know he did. And that's the thing, though, like, just to show you how competent our management team is, you know, these new guys, like, we could have spent an early pick on a guy like that who I like, or we get Matt Breida for a 5th rounder. You know what I mean? Like, they're making smart moves. They really are. I think it's going to pay off, you know, over the next couple of years. We're going to see it.
Yeah. I think once Dobbins went at 55, they started calling San Francisco.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Another thing I would say was a little tough over the weekend was definitely like I said, the safety pick, man. I really like that guy Ashton Davis. And once I saw him get snatched up by the Jets, that was one of the main times over the weekend where I was kicking myself, man. I kind of liked what I seen from that guy in tape. I believe he has some connection to the new coach, right? One of the secondary.
Gerald Alexander was the DB.
I like that, you know, but you know what?
Did you see what Greer and Flores said? They both said that there were multiple times during the draft that they were quote unquote banging the table because the guy they wanted got snatched up. And I can guarantee you 2 of them are Dobbins and Ashton Davis.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Because they did a ton of homework on Dobbins, like a ton. And me and EM covered this. From what we understand, it was the Robert Hunt pick. The Ravens were lining up to take Robert Hunt, and we snatched Robert Hunt at 39. And then J.K. Dobbins was right up yours, right back.
Yeah.
And the same.
Yeah, that's true. So,
All right, well, I won't hog it up, man. I know there's probably other people waiting. I just want to say this, man. I really like what you guys are doing. I came across you guys on TD Fins. I love what he's doing too. But just to be honest, man, I've tend to gravitated towards you guys when you've been on there. I've agreed with a lot of stuff that you guys have been saying. So I really like it, what you guys are doing out there. And before I sign off, I'll say this too, man. Diehard Dolphin fan. I'm very big into MMA, as you see behind me. That's what my channel is about. If you guys are ever into that
Go
stuff,
ahead and plug it.
yeah, I'm the everyday fortune teller. I'm going to be doing fighter interviews. I do fight breakdowns. It's kind of in regards to betting as well for MMA. But I don't know if you guys heard the UFC is coming back May 9th, and they're going to be pumping out events. So it'll be good, man. We got some sports, back in the TV until football season comes around.
For sure.
Absolutely. It's a pleasure, homie. It's a pleasure.
Thank you, man. Thank you guys for having me on, man.
Come back
All right,
anytime we do this, bro.
All right. Awesome, man.
All right. Heading up next, we got Esteban Todd and then Elder Bruce. Esteban.
What?
What's
The
good?
homie. The homie.
What's up?
Look what he did. Look at what he did with this guy got the what is it, the rolly fingers going on right there.
I had to, bro.
Bro, what are you
Yeah.
dude, are you a baseball pitcher from 1918 right now, bro? Look at you.
I love it, bro. I love it.
You got the rolly fingers.
I had to go pro, man. This is the throwback Zonka, baby. You know,
I'm taking
man.
I gotta
last
relive the good days.
This is my last show with this thing, so
Yeah, man, mine was bugging me, bro.
yeah.
I really did just let it go because I wanted. It was like a good look thing for me for the draft. I just never mentioned it, but when you did, I was like, man, he's doing exactly what I'm doing. So I'm right with you, bro. And I felt it worked out, man, because that's actually what I wanted to come on here and talk about, man, was I mean, dude, all the way to the last pick. I mean, everybody that we picked up, I feel could possibly contribute in some way next year already, man.
Yep.
Everybody, man.
Even
I mean, there might be
UDFAs.
one. It's ridiculous, man, what they did. I can't believe it, man. Like, I woke up today, and as long as I've been a Dolphins fan, bro, I have never felt the way that I feel now, man. Like, it's euphoric, you know?
It's that Tua effect, baby. It's that Tua effect, baby. Tua has that effect on people.
That's
Tua
called
has that effect on people, bro.
That's called hope.
Just the structure, top to bottom, from the office down to the to the coaching, to the players, technique's gonna get coached into these guys, and we talk about playoffs so much, but the goal is the Super Bowl, baby. I mean, right now, I know we talk about that's where you got to get to first is the playoffs. But that's the goal, man. From now, it's Super Bowl or bust, man. In my mind, I'm not putting a lot of pressure on them this year. But I'm not gonna be one of those guys that's always headhunting for Flores' head on whatever mistakes he makes. But yeah, man, the sky's the limit, man. I mean,
I think next year. I don't know about Super Bowl. But I will say this: we will have a highly competitive team day one next year.
Oh yeah. I'm not gonna put that out there like that. That we're gonna win the Super Bowl next year. And yesterday when I was on TD's platform talking about Tua's got to go in right away, I was being facetious, man. Honestly, I want everything just to be done right, perfect timing. Put him in when he's ready. Get these guys on this O-line coached up. That's actually what I'm the most excited about, is because it's easier to have your defense come around, man. It's just a lot harder to get your O-line, just to play together, man, with continuity and do it game in and game out, man.
So Esteban, let me ask you something. Okay, Saul McKinley, basically, he was a career left guard, basically, at Georgia. What would you do? Are you kicking him to right and putting Hunt at right tackle, or are you rolling with Jesse Davis at right tackle and having Kinley as a backup to Flowers or Hunt?
Okay, repeat that again, bro. Repeat that, please.
So Kinley was a left guard at Georgia, right? Like he played all of his snaps this year at left guard. So next to Andrew Thomas. So what are you doing with him? Are you, because we got Eric Flowers for that left guard position, Austin Jackson left tackle. So are you kicking Kinley to right guard and Hunt out to tackle, or are you putting Hunt at guard and keeping Jesse Davis at right tackle?
Well, see, this is what I'm hearing, man, because he's not as tall. And I heard there was a strategy behind that because Tua's not as tall to where he can see and actually still be able to complete his passes. I think they're going to keep him right there, and I think they're going to probably do something with Flowers, man. I think they'll move him before they move this guy.
Wow.
I think that's where they're going. I don't know if that makes any sense to y'all, but that's what what I've been hearing.
That makes no sense to me.
I'm not. That's not coming from me, bro. That's just what I've listened to so much. It's just starting to intertwine, bro. Like I'm on overload right now, and I can't even process like how much I've heard. But again, man, I'm just excited. Honestly, I'm more of a defensive guy. Mm-hmm. So like,
me too.
I could break down.
So give me your front three. Give me your front three right now on day one.
My front three
in the trenches on the 3-4. Give me your front three.
Okay, on the 3-4, he's definitely gonna have to go with Lawson, Wilkins, and Ogba. And yeah, man, Gotchow's the guy. He's got to be the odd man out, bro. He has to be.
Wait. You talking about on the? You talking about as the? You talking about on the interior?
Okay. Hold on real quick. So at nose, it's gonna have to be, man, dude. I don't know if they're gonna throw Raekwon in there that early, bro.
Oh, that dude, cause he's a day one starter, bro.
You think so?
That kid, oh, absolutely. Only way I can see him not starting day one unless they bring, like a veteran in, because there's the June 1st cuts coming up, so you're gonna see players get cut loose, and there might be somebody that plays that position that they deem, important, and maybe take a flyer on him and bring him in, an established veteran, and have him maybe sit and learn or whatnot, sit behind that player. But other than that, me personally, my strategy would be to start him day one. I think he can hold. I think he can
next to Shaq,
day one starter.
And you're gonna have him next to Shaq and Wilkins, right?
I'm gonna have him. Oh, go ahead.
Like you'd have Davis in the middle, Wilkins right end, and then you'd have Shaq as the other end.
Yeah.
The defensive
tackle.
Yeah,
I would, man. It's gonna be interesting, man. Yeah.
No. I think in our base it's gonna be Raekwon Davis in the middle. 1-3 technique is gonna be Christian Wilkins. The other 3 technique will be Devon Gotchaw. I will have Shaq Lawson at the other one stand-up outside linebacker position, and Emmanuel Ogba at the other one. And I would have Raekwon McMillan on the interior as well as Kyle Van Noy.
Yeah, man, I'm not gonna lie, man. I need to get out a sheet of paper and write it down. I really haven't thought about it because we really got a lot of players, man, which is good.
Exactly. We got so many options.
Like so you just it slips through the cracks that you're leaving guys out sometimes, man, when you can actually, put them on the field. So the good thing is we had depth, man. So
I was getting ready to say that. Look at how deep this team has gotten overnight, bro. I mean, at every position. So
yeah, man,
we've got options for a change, bro. So that alone is encouraging.
The Super Bowl, though, man. Super Bowl, like, it's definitely got to be in your thoughts. Like, you can actually envision it now, bro.
Yeah,
like,
I think they've got a 4 to 5 year window to win one.
Yeah,
right
I've never had that euphoric feeling where it felt like you're a Spurs fan, EM, so you know what it feels like. It's like every season you have hope, bro. And I don't think I've ever felt like that as a Dolphins fan, bro. Like, I think the last time I felt like that, I've mentioned it multiple times. The last time I actually thought we were going to do something was when we had Pennington at quarterback, Ricky in the back. It was like 2003. We had Sayal, Thomas, Taylor. It was loaded, bro. I really thought, we would go to Super Bowl, and we didn't make the playoffs. So, I mean, after that, I got to that point where I'm not saying, I guess I think a little bit more like Doug Durong. He always talks about just not getting his hopes up. and I've kind of trended towards that way for a while, man. But
Well,
man, I just that's just being 100% honest, man. Like I'm really being honest with you guys when I'm telling you that, like, now, like, I've never felt this way before.
You know what? It's because we have a franchise quarterback now, bro.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that has to be
we have a legitimate elite athlete at that position, elite player at that position. Now again,
definitely, man.
And now again, Tua has to earn it. Now again, Tua has to put the work in. He has to earn it. And I was listening to him today, and he said that's his primary focus, is to getting out there and earning all this praise that the Dolphin fan base has been giving him. He said, I have to earn that.
Bro, he's got to pick his number first so I can go customize my throwback with his name and number on it.
Yeah.
Instead of playing these games, bro.
I just got to give you guys props for, sticking by y'all's selection day one. I admit, y'all know that one of the things that I'll be honest that on my end that I was consistent about.
Nonsense, bro.
Yeah.
That was wars. There were wars.
Hey, listen. In our we didn't express this publicly, but in our private conversations, our daily private conversations, we were getting a little word there for a minute. We was like, man,
they better not. We're like, they better not mess this up.
I know, right? We were getting a little word there for a minute, but again, we stuck to our guns and we spoke it into existence, months ago.
Yeah. I was concerned about his hip because I just gotta share something with y'all. There was an incident. We went up to Austin, man. We went to Zilker. I don't know if y'all have ever seen the movie Dazed and Confused. Yeah. Went up to Zilker Park, man, and my wife shattered her leg on my birthday, bro. We had to call the ambulance and all that. So she's got all this metal in her leg, man. Mm-hmm. A lot of the reason that I was concerned about Tua is because he has that screw in his hip. And so you feel that every time the weather changes. Like, it's like anytime we get precipitation or there's cold fronts coming in, she knows when it's miles out that rain's about to hit, take your rain jacket to work. And so my thing was, like, I was concerned about it for this dude. But I think one of the best things that could have happened for him was that he didn't get drafted to a team that's up north in the Midwest. Like, I think the Dolphins are the perfect team for this guy as far as, like, weather conditions. So I think he'll be all right. It's just one screw. Like, she's like terminated, bro. Like, her whole legs.
And he's 20. Yeah. He's still young. So,
but one of the things I'll stand by that I was in agreement with you guys was that 5 pick had to be a quarterback, and that's why at some point I was like, like, our best bet, because he seems to be durable, would be Love, but it didn't make sense because I knew it was somebody that you should take later on in the draft, man. And I started to warm up to the fact of actually drafting Tua when I seen him running his drills, and he just looked thicker, bro. He looked healthy.
I called EM right away. When I called EM right away, and I said, "Yo, these guys need to stop playing around, and they need to move up to 3 right now." It's this guy.
He just looked thick. He looked, a healthy thick, bro.
And we found out post draft. We found out that at one of his workouts recently, we were able to get doctors in there.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm still. Like I said, you listen to so much, everything starts to intertwine, and you don't remember where you heard stuff from. But I'm telling y'all, man, I could have swore, I know as an ESPN analyst, somebody that I listened to had said, and see, you guys probably, I need to start logging the stuff that I see so that I can share it with y'all. But I'm almost 100% sure that they said our team doctor was in Tennessee.
Yeah,
there was NFL doctors there, but
ours was there too.
Yeah, our team doctor resides in Tennessee for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know if they live there or what's going on with that, but I know I heard that, bro. And when I heard that, I was like, I think they're going to try to draft this dude, like, seriously now. And it just seemed meant to be. Like I told y'all, I went to work that day, man, and I do measurements at work, and I got to write stuff down on papers. And the first number that I had to write down that day was a 13, bro. And when I did, when that happened, I was like, it was draft day. I was like, man, you got to be freaking kidding me, man.
Go look at the episode. Go look at the episode number of our draft day 1 recap. It's 13.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
There's just too much that lined up, man.
You know, it was just too much conversation, and it was public. You know, it was overly obvious. Too much conversation connecting us to this kid for 2 years now. Too much. Too many people, you know, talking because it was so public. And then all of a sudden, you get to the draft process. Oh, everything changes. You know, they made it obvious. But again, Tua, we've been consistent about this. Tua has always been the target. Always been. That hip injury kind of cloudy, kind of muddied things up a little bit. But at the end of the day, he checked, by the grace of God, he apparently, his medical checked out. And I just think he's just a perfect fit, bro. He's just a perfect fit in every way.
I know I predicted number 10 for him, but someone said in the comments on one of our videos, if he wears 15 for first round, 5th pick, or he wears number 5 because he was the 5th pick, those would be fired too. But he needs to make his decision right now so I can order my jersey. Any last thoughts, Esteban? I got a couple people backstage.
Yeah, man. Peace out. Love y'all, man. Love the pub that Tua is bringing to the Dolphins, man. Y'all take care, man.
All right, buddy. All right, Todd has been waiting patiently, as well as Elder Bruce Jones.
What's going on, guys?
What's going on, Todd?
What's going on, man?
Man, best draft I've seen in years.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I honestly can't remember a better one.
What was your favorite part? What was your favorite picks? Your favorite 2 picks in the draft?
Weaver, definitely. I could see him being a beast.
Yes.
The other one, I have to go with Tua. I didn't want him at first because I didn't think we'd be able to get him the line that he needed. Mm-hmm. But once they got him the line, I was good to go.
What do you think of our line going into next year?
Ted Karras is going to be important. He's the quarterback of that line, and he's going to be getting those rookies in step. Mm-hmm. He knows what the play calls. He's the one who's going to be calling the protections. Yeah. He's going to be the biggest key, and I think that's why we didn't get a center this year to replace him, because they want him getting these rookies in line.
Mm-hmm. Well, the word is the reason why we traded back and we drafted Noah at 30 was because the Saints took Cesar Ruiz at 24, and that's who we were targeting at 26.
Yeah, they probably would have put him at guard, though, and let him learn. But.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But there's a reason I think we got that corner, though, at 30. Our front office is trying to compete with Kansas City. What's the best way to compete with Kansas City? Get as many corners as you can that can cover.
Yeah.
That's the whole reason they're doing this, is they know Kansas City is going to go on this run. The only way we're going to get past them is if we have the defensive backs.
Yeah.
I'm actually happy they took. I'm actually happy. I was more afraid of them taking Jonathan Taylor than them taking Clyde Edwards-Helaire. So
I sent you all an email yesterday.
I haven't checked our email, brother. I'll check it tonight.
Look at it. It said, check out this guy Merritt.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
This guy is going to be a beast. He's going to be our new slot corner. I think he's going to be day one slot corner. The man has the hands. He has the moves off the line. He's a taller version of Tyreek Hill.
Oh, yeah. I think Albert Wilson's going to be looking over his shoulder now because of Kirk Merritt.
I think Albert Wilson's gone. Number one, is going to save us $11 million.
Yeah.
And then you add in the fact that we have somebody who is honestly a beast.
Well, he kind of fits what Tua was throwing to at Alabama, too.
Oh, yeah. He reminds me of Ruggs.
Yep.
And he could do everything Ruggs can do.
Yep.
I even like the last pick, the quarterback from Navy.
Yeah,
they said they're going to put him at running back. He's going to be our third. He could be our third string running back. Balaj is gone, I think.
Yeah, you know how I feel about Balaj. I'm not a huge fan.
Oh yeah, but I could see Laird being our fourth back. Mm-hmm. We're not going to have a fullback this year. I have a feeling he's going to be gone. Mm-hmm. But isn't it strange, though, that last year at this time we were wondering what talent do we have? This year we're wondering, oh, my God, who do we have to get rid of?
Talent. Yeah, exactly.
And who are we going to get?
I also see Malcolm Perry. I don't see him as just a running back. I think if they want, I think especially in four receiver sets and 5 receiver sets, I definitely think you're going to line them up. And even still, what if there's some wildcat trickled in there?
Right.
Here and there, or,
I agree.
If we want to instill, check this one out. Follow me here, Todd. If we want to instill RPO and get our offense adjusted for when Tua takes over, use Malcolm Perry in those RPO situations. Get him more structured as a passer and just use him in those RPO situations instead of Fitzpatrick, like how the Saints do with Taysom Hill. He is our Taysom Hill. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, I agree completely.
Yeah.
But I can see it. I'm telling you, this guy Merritt has me excited.
Oh, I love it.
He really has me excited.
Him and Benito Jones, I think we got steals.
Did you see him in the workout room?
Oh, brother, that's what I was telling EM when we started. Like,
dude, when he jumped,
bro.
But when he was standing there and he jumped up onto the pads that were taller than his head.
You're talking about that 1 minute video, right?
Yeah.
Where he's pumping the iron, bro.
Yeah.
Jacked, bro. Like, he's a beast, bro.
Oh my God, he's better than Preston. What we got with Preston Williams last year, and Preston's going to be great.
Yeah,
I see this kid being better because this kid, he can do kick return, he can do inside, outside. Yeah. He can go anywhere on that field. You need him on the offense.
And he was at Texas Tech before he got in a little bit of trouble. So he was at a pretty big school. So this is
he was somewhere else before Texas Tech, and he transferred to Texas Tech.
Yeah.
Then he got kicked out of there because he decided he wanted to do something with some tutors. He exposed himself to a couple tutors, and that's why they threw him out.
Oh, damn, that was him?
Yep, and that's why they threw him out.
Wow.
And then he goes to Arkansas State and shatters everything.
Yeah.
And the thing I like about him is after he catches the ball, he puts moves on defensive backs like Barry Sanders used to do to them in the back when he'd break. He has them turning around the wrong way, back and forth. He just plays games with them.
Yeah, he's just not a straight line speed guy. This guy
he can cut on a dime.
He's got some wiggle to him.
Yeah.
And the running back, he's the wide receiver version of what we got in a running back when we got with what we traded for with San Fran.
Yeah.
He can cut on a dime just like him.
And it's crazy. The kid is huge. He's 215 for a wide receiver.
I know.
Joe B's in the chat already going to war with him and capitalizing allegedly.
It's all muscle.
Oh, yeah.
That's why he's 215. It's all muscle.
Yeah. That kid, he is rocked up.
Yeah.
I could honestly see that guy we picked up that EM likes so much, the defensive tackle. I could see him starting by next year and having Davis on the one end spot with Wilkinson on the other.
Yeah, that's a
exactly. That's a good point.
That's what I could honestly see by the end of the year.
That's a good point.
Because if you do that, you got Lawson and Agba standing up.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Vinoy in the middle.
Rotate in Strobridge.
Yeah.
And Baker can come in on specialty packages.
Yeah.
You know, but I could honestly see Benita starting at nose tackle because he has that girth.
Yeah,
for sure.
I would love to see Miami try to trade, not because of the person or the player, but I think they could get I think they can get value for Jerome Baker. You know what I mean? I would love to see him. I would love to
if we're not going to be able to use them, then yes, I agree.
Yeah.
The only thing I could see Jerome Baker turning to though is it possibly as a replacement for Rowe in the future. He could play a strong safety in the box.
We talked about this on the other platform with ball game.
He could be an in the box safety.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying put him back, covering receivers down, but covering tight ends and covering the slot, the short, he could do that.
Mm-hmm.
He does have that special, so he can learn that and possibly for the future. But I could see us getting rid of Godchow.
Mm-hmm. letting them walk and collect that compensatory pick.
Yeah, we're not
I
paying.
don't know if they're going to do that unless you might want to get draft picks for next year.
Well, if he walks, he's unrestricted after this year. So if he walks and once he signs with somebody else, we will be rewarded that draft pick. So that would be my strategy with Devon Godchaux. So
what about Wilson?
I want to save the $10 million. If I can't trade him, I'll cut him.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Merritt is going to take his job, guys. I don't know what else
Now
to say.
This is where it gets tricky. Now, do you keep Ruddock and trade Rosen for a future pick?
Oh yeah. I'm getting rid of Rosen.
I would say let him play as much as he can in preseason to show value.
And Todd and EM can back me up on this. When they signed Ruddock to the future contract, I said to EM, this smells like he's the future number 2 guy behind Tua.
Yeah,
I completely agree.
Like. I don't think they're going to cut him like people think they're going to.
I said on TD's platform, this is like 4 months ago, I said, whatever quarterback that they drafted in this year's draft, that's not the biggest threat to Josh Rosen. It's that contract they gave Jake Ruddock. He's the threat because they're selecting their franchise guy. Whoever they select this year is going to be the starter. So they need a backup. So if you're giving a future contract to Jake Ruddock, that tells me you deem him as your number 2 guy moving forward. So that immediately makes Josh Rosen expendable. Immediately.
Let me ask you guys this. You know how much our coaching staff loves Fitz.
Mm-hmm.
Who did they bring in as the offensive coordinator?
I want him to be the quarterback's coach. I want Fitzpatrick after he leaves to be a quarterback's coach.
I can see that. And then when Gailey decides to hang it up, who takes over at offensive coordinator after learning under him? Because he's played under him for so many years.
Well, I don't know if I would. I don't know
because
that's a huge
but
league.
I'm saying though, you give him at quarterback coach for a couple years under Gailey, he can learn, and within a couple years, when Gailey wants to hang it up, that's when you do the move. Because our offense started doing a lot better once he took over the quarterback's room and took over the chalkboard. That's when he started playing better. When he took it over and our offensive coordinator wasn't doing it. That's why we got rid of him.
Yep, this is we've talked about that exact thing before. Yep.
I could see him coaching and staying on with us. That's just the way I look at it. But like I said, this is the most hopeful I've been in years. So I'm actually very excited.
That's the word we're hearing a lot.
I've been a fan for 35 years.
Wow.
35 years. I'm 45. This is the most excited I've been.
Tua Tagovailoa will have that effect on you.
Well, I'll be honest. I was one pushing for Love. I really was. Because, like I said, I did not think we were going to get the people in front of them that needed to be there. And by the way, yes, I do think we got a rookie right tackle going to be starting. I think he's going to be a right tackle.
I think, man, I tell you, y'all just throwing. Y'all just really want to get rid of Jesse Davis. Man.
It's not a matter of getting rid of Jesse Davis. Man. That guard we got from Georgia, look at his pass protection in the middle.
Yeah.
Look at his pass protection from guard. That man did not let anybody up that middle when he was there.
Well, I'll say this. That competition for that right tackle, right guard spot in training camp, man, it's going to be something to watch, bro.
Oh, yeah. It will be. But Fitzpatrick is doing backflips right now.
Oh, yeah. Because at the end of the day, we can all agree, whether you wanted Tua, whether you wanted this draft pick, whether you didn't want this one, we can all agree that the Dolphins, I think, and I heard Charlie Casserly on NFL Network mention this. He said he felt the Miami Dolphins, more so than any team in the NFL, improved themselves the most through free agency and the draft.
Yep, so I saw that.
We're all in agreement that they got extremely better overnight.
And before I go, one last thing. That running back Breida that we got.
Oh, absolutely.
I have a friend who's a lifetime Niners fan. He texted me cussing me out the minute we traded for him because he goes, that's the one player he did not want to get rid of. 4.3 speed. He was clocked at 22 miles an hour, 22.9.
Multiple times.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
The fastest player in the NFL the last 2 years.
Yeah, until Henry Ruggs walks through the door.
Well, yes, but we have him at a running back. We're going to have a 4-3 guy in the slot. Parker and Preston on the outside. Oh my God, we could have one scary offense.
It's going to be nice, dude.
I was just hoping we'd pick up Thaddeus Moss in the free agent pool because I think he would have been another good slot. He doesn't drop passes.
I'm not that high on him.
Yeah, especially in open space. But you know what's a crazy thing about him, Todd? He's about to play with Thaddeus, and he played with Randy. So he's played with father and son come this season, Adrian Peterson.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it works out. I'm not that high on Thaddeus, though. So you
guys put on a great show.
Thanks, brother.
I appreciate everything. I appreciate everything you guys bring to the table.
Thank you very much, sir.
Go ahead, get somebody else in. Y'all have a wonderful night and fins up.
Fins up, baby. Fins up, baby.
Have a good night. Stay healthy.
Be good.
You too.
All right, waiting patiently. We got Elder Bruce Jones, and then we're going to go to DraftKings FanDuel CPP. What is good?
What's good, homie? Yeah. What is good, homie?
Hey, what's going on, Reason AM?
What's good, brother?
Just chilling, man. Just chilling.
How you feeling today?
I'm feeling fantastic. I just want to say congratulations and to your show.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much, man.
Well deserved. Well deserved.
Thank you.
Listen, I haven't felt this optimistic since Dan Marino days. Literally speaking.
I agree.
Going into the draft, I was debating this with my brother. He was like, he didn't know what they was doing. I said, listen, this draft, this obviously was more or less in fixing the trenches. He wanted a running back. Oh, they haven't drafted a running back. I say, forget about running back right now. Fix the on both sides of the ball. Fixing the trenches is what it's all about. And they literally have built the wall.
Oh yeah,
it's a beautiful thing, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
And I'm loving it. I mean, we're setting ourselves up for, like you say, building this dynasty for years to come.
Who's your two favorite picks?
Raekwon Davis and
that's a smart man right there. That's a smart man right there.
and Tua. If I could have a third, it'd be Curtis Weaver. But let me say this: somebody had graded Raekwon, believe it or not, a D+. I
saw that.
You gotta be kidding me! This guy is first to second round talent, and you grade him at a D+.
Tell them your theory, EM.
Yeah, I think generally players they get dinged on their overall grade if they're not what they consider a dual threat, a dual guy, like in terms of pass rush ability as well as the run game. But I think people are sleeping on this kid's potential as a pass rusher. I really do, because he's a very good athlete. I just don't know what happened in terms of his pass rush production this year at Alabama. So, well, you know something? He did get shot in his leg. Remember that? You remember when he got shot in his leg? And actually, he got shot in his leg in the same week, and he played in the game that same Saturday. So I don't know what was going on to where because if you go by his 2017 season, this kid was projected to be a top 15 pick when whenever he came out. So I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened with his, why you saw a decline in his pass rushing grade. But we're not bringing him in to rush the passer. We're bringing him in to be a clog, to be an anchor in the middle of this base 34. And that kid, his play in the run game, it's been consistent since day one, since he's been at Alabama. So, I don't think the Dolphins are fazed by these people's grades, but the media, they get caught up in, the sack totals. You know what I mean? That's the sexy statistic, and they think that's the most valuable statistic, but it's not. You know what I mean? You have to consider what scheme these players are in, what the coaches are asking them, putting the responsibilities on them within that scheme. So a lot of what he does, the value he brings to your defense, you're not going to see it. You can't grade it in the box score. So a lot of the mainstream people and non-football individuals that I like to call, again, they don't see value in what he brings to a defense, and that's fine, good. I'm glad they slipped, because we got him right where we didn't have to give up any additional capital to get him. So it was a win-win for the Dolphins.
I say this, and I'm gonna leave after this one. I have visions of Tim Barnes and Derek Gardner all over again with Wilkins and Davis. This guy's gonna wreak havoc on the O-line and cause trouble for a lot of quarterbacks.
Yeah, we got bullies on both sides of the ball. We got bullies.
Don't sleep on Benito Jones as well. We picked up as an undrafted free agent. Don't sleep on him as well.
All right, guys. Have at it.
Appreciate you so much, Owen. Appreciate you so much.
Have a good one, brother. Yeah, I'm like, when you watch Benito Jones, again, we talked about how Strobridge is your classic 3-4, 2-gap defensive end, and Benito Jones jumps off the tape as your classic 1-gap or 2-gap nose tackle, right? So, great pickup in UDFA. I love it, man. Absolutely. So next we got DraftKings FanDuel CPP. What's going on, buddy? Or GPP, my bad. What's going on, brother?
Hey, what's up, Reason and EM? Thank you guys for letting me join in here.
What's going on, man?
Not much, man. Happy you guys made this and giving me an opportunity to let me know how I feel about what
Absolutely.
Go ahead. I know you got some things to say. Go ahead, brother.
I do, man, because to be quite honest with you guys, I'm not happy at all with this draft. At all. I personally feel at 5, we would have filled a bigger need.
With?
At 18, we could have filled a bigger need.
What are the needs?
Meaning, well, basically, after everything that I've seen and everything that has gone on with this draft, I paid attention to every player we drafted, and it kind of seems like where we drafted for future. All of these players we drafted are mostly projects. They're not truly a day one starter. Other than maybe you can say Tua, which is a great quarterback. You can plug him in right in above those quarterbacks, and he's a starter. But the rest of those players that we drafted, none of those players are day one starters on our roster right now. And I feel like that's where we kind of like screwed up, because we could have got more day one starters.
So you're
more projects.
So you'd start Julian Davenport at left tackle over Austin Jackson?
Austin Jackson played mostly
left.
He played right guard, left tackle, right tackle. He's a project, and he's 20 years old. Austin Jackson got done in by AJ Epinesa, like destroyed plenty of times. So that's a college player versus a college player. This guy's going to be going against NFL grown men now. He is 20 years old. He is not going to be able to line up on his own and handle that all game.
But keep in mind, though,
fresh off a bone marrow too, though, right?
Exactly, that as well. But keep in mind, let's not,
So that
AJ Epinesa is a grown man playing in college, bro. Come on, let's not.
Is. I agree. I agree.
That's a grown man. Brother, I want to see his birth certificate.
And I want to also say,
he is a man.
All of Austin Jackson's 926 snaps this year came from left tackle. I mean, he's been primarily a left tackle his career at USC, man. So it would be shifting to the right would be something he hasn't really done much in college. So, I mean, when you look at this kid, he has the ceiling of a Pro Bowl tackle. It's just a matter. He's only 20 years old too.
Yeah.
So he's this strong, and he doesn't even have this upper body. He doesn't have
Right.
that grown. He doesn't have that grown man strength. I agree. You could have got him at 26, but I don't think you would have got him outside the first round.
Yeah. He's a first round talent for sure. Now he does need refinement, but this kid, he's a freak athlete. I think his testing has gone. People are sleeping on just how well he tested. I mean, his measurables. I mean, this kid is 20 years old. He's 6'5", 322 already. He hadn't even begun to grow into his man body yet. Mm-hmm. He put up 27 reps on a bench. So he's got the foundational strength there.
Dude, he put up a 1.73 second 10-yard split, a 5.07 30 second, and he had a 31-inch vertical, and he had a 9-foot 7-inch broad jump was in the 96th percentile.
He's a freak athlete. Now clearly
dandy on paper.
And he's got long arms. He's got 34-inch arms. That's really long too.
He needs refinement, just like any player. Like
in the pass rush, in the pass sets is where he needs his refinement.
Mm-hmm. So, but all these tackles, bro, the ones picked before him, they need refinement. But this kid's ceiling is as high as any player that was picked before him, bro. I think. So
the best tackle on the board for me was Becton. You can't teach size when it comes to teaching anything. So Becton was the biggest one. He was the best one at left tackle.
Yeah,
I don't know how he fell to 10. He should have went to 4 to the Giants, and I thought we were going to get Andrew Thomas. But, again, the Dolphins do what the Dolphins like to do. But like I was saying in the beginning, I think the Dolphins mostly got projects, players they can groom into their type of culture instead of getting players that we can plug in and actually say, we drafted a better player than what's on our roster.
I think our first 5 picks. I think Austin Jackson's going to take out Davenport because we won so much press man. Noah's going to be a day 1 starter. I think Robert Hunt, either at right guard or a right tackle, he's going to be a day 1 starter. And I think Raekwon Davis is going to be a day 1 starter across that front 3.
I agree 100%.
So you're saying we're going to have 3? So you're saying we're going to have 3 rookie offensive linemen starting on our offensive line.
I didn't say Solomon Kinley would start. I just said Robert Hunt and Austin Jackson. Julian Davenport doesn't stand a chance once they drafted Austin Jackson. So, and Robert Hunt was one of the highest graded right tackles last year before his injury. Yeah, I think he was the second highest graded right tackle in this draft class before his groin injury.
Okay.
So it's just his body projects that he could be an ideal kick into guard. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
No, I agree you on that. But it's like mostly almost all the picks we picked, they're just like another Austin Jackson.
Well, this kid, like I said, this kid's upside is true. And I think, again, all he has to beat out is Julian Davenport. And we all know how horrible he was last year. Now, if we go into camp, once we get to training camp.
Did Julian Davenport play last year? Because I figured he got injured and he missed the remaining of the season.
Well, no, I think he finished out the second half of the season, but he did get hurt. He missed some games here and there. But, yeah, all he has to do is beat out Julian Davenport. I don't think that's going to be –
it's not a mighty – it will be harder to beat out Jesse Davis than it would Julian Davenport.
Right. But I do think they drafted him for his upside. He's somewhat of a project. So, but I think
he's raw. The word to use is raw. He's a little raw.
Right.
So at this point, in reality, the best left tackle with the most NFL experience on the roster is Eric Flowers.
Yeah, but he got blown up at left tackle. That's why he got kicked into left guard.
Yeah.
He was one of the worst left tackles in the league. When you look at his pressure rate. But when you look at his pressure rate at left tackle compared to where he was at left guard, it's not even going to be a consideration to kick him out to left tackle.
Yeah. Only way he goes back out there unless both of our starters go down some way, and they have to, have to kick him out there. But hopefully that doesn't happen. But But man, I don't know, man. I think you might be sleeping a little bit on these picks, bro. You need to dig into a little more
I just
film.
don't see no true day one starters with day one starters were on the board when we were there. We could have possibly grabbed them. That could have just came in and started day one. You know what I mean? And there's no question about it. They weren't a project. They didn't play left tackle, left guard, corner, safety. They didn't play multiple positions. They played that one position, and they did okay enough for them to, you know, be able to say, hey, this guy's better than Jesse Davis at right tackle. Let's draft Tristan Wirfs at 5. He's going to plug in that position for the next couple years. He's better than this guy, and we're going to be solid there. You could argue and say Tua was better than every quarterback on our roster, and I would agree with you, but it wasn't the biggest need because I feel like it just wasn't the biggest need right there.
The thing is when you're sitting at 5 and you got Fitzpatrick, who's got about 1 year left, and you got Rosen, who, I mean, let's be serious here. I've been saying since I joined all these platforms, he's a career backup. He's Chad Henne 2.0. I stand by that. When you got a potential franchise quarterback sitting there at 5, and you don't have a 10 to 15-year plan at that position or anyone near that, then it becomes a big need.
I believe we should have rolled with Rosen, drafted the trenches with real starters and not projects, and then let the best players fall to us at 18 because the whole board would have been different. But this is all past tense. But this is the reason why I believe we had a horrible draft, because we reached for players that we needed instead of actually getting players that are good and building our roster. We got players we needed. So we got Austin Jackson at 18 because we needed that left tackle instead of getting, you know, a real player. At 26, we traded back to 30. Instead of getting a running back that we really needed with skills, you know, maybe a Jonathan Taylor. I really wasn't too much into Swift. You know, it's important to get a running back in the first when you don't have one. You know, Jordan Howard to me is a good punch guy. But if you don't really have one and you're looking for your elite guy that you're going to build with your team, it's best if you get him in the first so you have a 5th-year option to give him and be able to, you know, trick into that when it comes to salary cap and all those big issues. And I just think Chris Grier is a scary GM. He just wanted to go with what he's going to go. And I do believe Grier and Flores have a plan, but they don't have the certain type of plan of winning today. They're going to ride their contract. They're going to ride their wave, build their culture, and let it take time to win. And they want to build their type. You know, and I want to win today as a Dolphin fan, and I feel that's the only reason why I didn't really like the draft, because I feel like we could have got players that started and did a lot better. It's my only issue with the draft, you know, because we had holes everywhere other than quarterback.
I hear you, man. I hear you.
Yeah, I don't mind taking a guy like Austin Jackson when the plan is probably for Tua to start in 2021 and 2020 season himself. Same thing goes with Hunt and Kinley. That doesn't bug me. I've said this before. When you look at free agency and when you look at what they've done in the draft, they've created a 4 to 5 year window of let's get it done on these contracts and with this rookie class. And next year you're going to see guys taken where they've addressed a lot of holes where they could take a wide receiver with their first pick if they wanted to. They could go get a Devontae Smith or a Jamar Chase if they have a top 10 pick, or they could go get a Travis Etienne because Matt Breida's contract is running out. And I still agree. Once you get outside that top 5, I think Breida is better than anything you could have got outside of the top 5 running backs in that draft. And we would have had Dobbins if the Ravens didn't take him at 55. So, I mean, I don't know. I see where they're going with it. And the one thing that I see with a lot of these guys, even down to the quarterback, is a scheme fit. Everyone here is a scheme fit. So I don't know, man. I can't knock it that bad. I think you could have got Austin Jackson at 26. I'm not the only one the jury's out on for me is Brandon Jones. So yeah, I don't know, man. I just I don't feel the same way as you, brother. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah. I
So you're
respect.
saying
I
Tua
respect.
is going to be the starting quarterback for 2021.
Yes, sir.
But he's not going to play at all this year.
If we said the only way we could potentially see him is if they're up by 2, 3, 4 touchdowns with a couple minutes left and they want to run RPO stuff, they want to run 2-minute drills with them. But even then, we don't want to see him, man. You got Fitzpatrick. If Fitzpatrick don't work, throw Rosen out there because he's probably going to cost us games and we'll get a better draft pick, or he plays better and plays at a competent level and we get some value for him if we want to trade him, or you go see what you have with Jake Reddick.
You see, that's my thing. And that's exactly my issue with this coaching staff. That's exactly my point right there, right then and there. I want to build a winner today. They purged the whole roster to build this foundation for a losing program for like 2 to 5 years to hope and pray that all our future draft picks work out.
No quarterback should start the first year, even Trevor Lawrence next year. Look at the best results you've got out of Aaron Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes, guys who have sat behind and learned. We're talking about guys who have Super Bowl rings other than Brady, and Roethlisberger was placed in a situation where he had a Hall of Fame running back, Plaxico Burress. He had a great line. He had basically a top 15, top 20 defense of all time when they won that Super Bowl. We don't have that luxury. And you get the best results when rookie quarterbacks sit, they learn, and they learn under a vet. And we have the best veteran, one of the better veteran quarterbacks in this league that's willing and capable to teach younger quarterbacks. So, I mean, you got to play long-term, man. I'm looking for the next 5 to 10, 15 years. I'm not looking for just 2020.
And also, bro, you're forgetting about all the moves they made in free agency, bro. You know what I mean? I mean, they brought in legitimate players, established players, you know, in addition to this draft.
No, that's why I told you when I paid attention to all the moves that they brought in, I see what they're doing. They're building for the future because they brought in a Van Noy to, you know, and an Agba and a Lawson to teach those young, the Weaver and Wilkins and all the young defensive linemen we have, you know, to set them up to be, you know, that type of player. Those aren't elite players we brought in other than Byron Jones.
They're very good players.
Van Noy in this scheme, Van Noy is elite. In this scheme, Van Noy is elite.
They're very good players, bro. Very good players.
Yeah, man. Agba was the leading sack getter for the Chiefs before he got hurt.
Exactly.
He had 7.5 sacks in 9 games, man.
And Shaq Lawson has been consistent since he got drafted.
Yeah, look at they had to go get AJ Epinesa to try and replace Shaq Lawson, basically.
Exactly.
The Buffalo Bills are happy that they let Shaq Lawson go.
No,
he wasn't really producing nothing in Buffalo.
No, Sean McDermott told him that he did not want to let him go, but they couldn't afford him. They couldn't, you know, he didn't fit in their budget. Is he Jadeveon Clowney? No, but he's a very, very good player, and especially what we're going to ask him to do in this scheme, he's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
He's perfect.
So, any last things before we get to the other guys back here at DraftKings?
No, you guys go ahead. Again, thank you guys for, you know, letting me know what you guys think. You guys kind of like fixed me up upstairs a little bit, but at the same time, the draft is a little upsetting this year, but it is looking bright for the future. Mm-hmm. That what I could say, the future it is looking bright, but it wasn't my expectations because, as you guys see, what I am, I want to win today, and they didn't draft to win today. They're drafting for the future, and I respect that. That means we're gonna have it hard this season, and we're gonna continue having it hard.
I think they did both. I think we're gonna be competitive from day one. So, and they set themselves up for the future as well. So we'll see how it plays out, though. But we appreciate you, homie.
Thanks for coming on, buddy. Come on next time. Have a good one, buddy. So we got 2 more. We got Real O'Neal. What's going on, brother? Thanks for being patient.
What's going on, fellas? What's going on?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Not much. How you feeling
today? How you feeling today, bro? We know how you
How
you feeling?
Hey, I'm happy. I'm very excited. Got his man. We got our quarterback for the future.
Yes,
we built our
yes,
foundation. We filled a lot of holes in this draft, man. And I've been watching y'all videos thoroughly, and you guys do a hell of a job, man.
Thanks, bro.
And I appreciate the work that you guys put in, the information, the research you guys do on a daily basis. And y'all don't stream for 5 to 10 minutes. Y'all stream for hours giving information about this Dolphin team every day.
Thanks,
and I appreciate it. They're going to help me out tomorrow when I go to work, that I can go back and watch this podcast and listen to some things that I missed earlier today. When you guys start.
That's what's up, man.
But I really love this draft, though. I really love this draft. I know EM kind of had a problem with Noah, where we drafted him at.
No. That was that dude. That was that dude.
That was me.
That was that
Reason?
dude, not me.
Reason?
That was that dude. Yeah.
I wanted a safety. I wanted a safety at 30.
You wanted a safety?
Yes, sir.
But I went back, I looked at his game tape, and I looked at the NFL, how it's going. The NFL is spread, 3 receivers, 4 receivers. That's their base set nowadays, man.
The press man.
You got to have another strong corner in that middle like that, man.
Well, that's what I said, right? I said I understand the selection because he played the second most press man snaps in the draft, and we played the second most press man in the whole NFL. So I get it. I just feel we could have got him at 39, and we could have addressed that safety. But I said to EM earlier, we wouldn't have got Robert Hunt at 39, and then we wouldn't have got Raekwon at 56.
Exactly.
So I get it.
You're right about that.
And that kid, and he had the opposing quarterbacks completed 33% of their passes in while he was in press man coverage, and that was sixth best in all of college football last year.
And you see how he hold his own against LSU when he was playing against
that was his best game.
Man did his thing. He did his thing against them.
Hey, man, if he develops that awareness, he gets better at reading and recognizing, and he gets better ball instinct. If he gets better ball instincts, it's going to be by Xavier. That's what it's going to be.
He got to get better at turning his head around, too. And the NFL interference.
Yeah.
He's only been playing a position for 2 years, so he'll develop.
He'll develop.
He's in the right spot. He's in the right place.
And hey, Real O'Neal, I don't know if you're watching TD's stream, but when I talked ball game down off the ledge about this pick, what did I say? I said, at least trust the fact that this is one of the guys they did the most homework on.
Yeah.
So they saw something.
Like they was watching it. They saw something we couldn't see because we're not there.
Yeah.
Right.
Imagine putting this kid, he holding Tyreek Hill down. He locking him up.
Exactly.
You know how much we can do. We got all our corners that can play on the island and let their defense.
Well. Let's not get ahead. Of ourselves. I don't want to see him on Tyreek Hill. I would have Byron Jones, an X-Man, on Tyreek Hill. But he, but I love the kid. I love the kid's potential.
Yeah.
So
but I watch games.
Go ahead. Who was your two favorite picks, man?
I love Chris Weaver. And I love Raekwon Davis and Benitez Jones or Benitez Jones?
Oh yeah.
And I watched tape on Chris Weaver. He played a lot standing up too. You know that, right?
He's gonna be able to stand up outside linebacker.
Chasing running backs out the backfield. He was running stride for stride. I went back and watched that game he played against Florida State. That man boy, he can eat.
Oh, he's an elite pass rusher.
He's a very good player.
How you let someone get fall that deep in the draft? I think it was sacks in college.
I think it was his combine, Real O'Neal. I think it was his combine scared a lot of teams with his athleticism, but you got to watch the tape on a player like that. He's just always around the ball. Yeah. He's always pushing back the pocket. He's always causing trouble with his hands at the line. He's fighter, man. Yeah, man.
He's a very good player.
You can't teach that, man. You can't teach that, man.
Exactly.
He's a gifted player, and I say, wow, this guy stand up a lot. You know, up there and rush the pass coverage. And you just watch the plays and things like that. But
yes, sir.
We filled a lot of holes. They building this team the right way. You can't build a team just to win for now. That's what Adam Gates did, and you see what they got us. Nowhere. Nowhere. All them creators he bought in, all that money he wasted on those players. What we got? 7 wins, 8 wins, 6 wins. We didn't go nowhere. We didn't have no coach. We didn't have no direction. We didn't have nothing. He just was there to get the money and dip.
Yeah.
That's what he was there for.
Yeah, I agree.
Now you got guys that actually want to play for a coach. If you don't want to play for the coach, he'll send you somewhere where you want to be. You seen what he did to Mika?
Yes, sir.
We want winners here. We don't want no crybabies here, man. This is a man's game, and we need men on this field.
Yeah, I agree.
How you scrap a team bare bones and still get 5 wins?
Yeah.
Explain that to me. With a makeshift offensive line. Now he got an offensive line that he did his homework.
That's why, Real O'Neal, after you've seen free agency and you've seen the draft, and what you just said, with 5 wins last year with that roster, is 9 or 10 wins really that far-fetched even with this tough schedule?
No.
Man, the way the season, how they doing the NFL now, we can get in the playoffs with 9 to 10 wins.
Yeah.
And hopefully, I want us to have the best record in the AFC, but we can get that bye week going in the playoffs because the best team gets the bye week now.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, what we did on defensive free agency, all you had to do was focus on offense in the draft. You got your quarterback for the future. You're going to protect the man. We got guys, Austin Jackson, 20 years old, Noah, 20 years old. Like you said, he ain't got his man body yet.
Yeah.
Look how many snaps he played at left tackle.
Yeah.
And
and I encourage everybody to put that kid's tape on. Look at how he plays in space when he gets out in space. Oh, the screen game. The screen game now to his side. Oh my God. It's like it's a thing of beauty.
And he's got such quick and smooth feet, man. Like
absolutely.
He glides to his set and you don't even notice it, bro.
Yeah.
Transition.
Yeah. He moves like a tight end. He really does. In confined.
And what did he do? Yeah. One of the key things he's already got down with his technique. When you watch his hands, they're always high and tight. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, and that's
right.
So yeah, man.
You're right about that.
I love the pick.
What should we play Robert Hunt? Should we play him at right tackle?
I think all of them. I think the approach is going to be. You know how Flores is about competition. That's his whole day. He's all about that competition. So I think he and Jesse Davis will be given an equal opportunity to win that right tackle spot. But either way, whoever wins out of right tackle, they're just going to slide whoever lost into right guard.
Yeah.
It's
going to be. I think it's going to be a battle between Hunt, Davis, and Kindley for the 2 spots on the right side, and Kindley more so for guard, not for tackle.
Right.
Yeah, for guard, most definitely.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So
I love the fact that Robert Hunt, he goes for contact. He loves contact. If you watch his tape, he's trying to run everybody over.
Oh yeah.
He's
a bully. He's a bully.
Yeah,
That's what I said. Real O'Neal, when you look at our offensive line, when you look at our defensive line, the one thing you can see, they all want to blow you up. They don't want to push you. They don't want to just push you, get you up bounce. They want to blow you up. So that's why the battles in training camp are going to be so intense and interesting. Oh, it's
crazy.
I'm ready. I am ready to see. Like EM said, we look good on paper, but let's translate this to the field.
Agreed.
Let's get this on the field. Too bad we can't have, mini camp, rookie mini camp and all that right now.
Right.
But I can't wait. Hopefully things calm down when we get to, July and August, all that. We can start seeing the way this team going to develop. And like EM, I want to keep Rosen on the team just for backup reasons only. If something happened to Tua or whatever, at least we got a good backup. He's not the best until we can find somebody that can be a servicing backup. If you don't got 2 good quarterbacks, you ain't got no quarterback.
Yeah, because he's got this year and next year, and we're definitely not picking the 5th-year option up on him.
No. And also there is some upside to keeping Rosen on the roster just for you can increase his trade value somehow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right about that.
Get him out there, let him play. Somebody will throw. Hopefully they can recover a 2nd-round pick. I doubt it, but
I've been watching you guys' videos and everything we did this year. I'm looking at next year draft.
Mm-hmm.
I think that draft we can go for the sexy pick.
Oh yeah.
We can go for the best players available at any position. Except quarterback. We ain't got to mess with quarterback, but every other position, we can go for it.
I'm speaking into existence. I spoke Tua into existence. I am speaking this into existence right now that Houston Texans pick winds up being in the top 5.
I would love.
I'm doing it right now, homie. I'm doing it right now.
I want to do number 1 so we can get a King Ransom for that pick.
Man, if it's in the top,
Trevor.
If it's number 1, I might not even trade out. I might take Penei Sewell, the left tackle from Oregon. So I think he's one of the best tackles I've ever watched at the college level.
But why not trade if we got the number 1 pick, and most likely it's going to be Trevor? Why not trade that pick back to number 2 or number 3? It depends who the team is, and we may can still get our man, you know, and hit some other team up for first round pick, second round pick, and continue to build this team. What I think Flores want to do, they want to keep gaining picks to keep reloading this team. One player league, we already got your backup like New England do. Oh, he left? Go ahead. We already got somebody there.
I think we've already got 9 for next year already right now. I think it is.
Yes, we do. We already got 9 picks, 2 first, 2 seconds. That's today. And like you said, if X don't perform, bye-bye, X. We don't care about that contract. We already got
I'm telling you right now, that pick, the fact that they prioritize that player at that point in the draft, that's pointing exactly at Xavier Howard. Okay,
you right about that. You better get it together.
Xavier, this is whatever Xavier Howard does, whether he comes in and performs and he returns to that Pro Bowl level. I think this is last year in Miami because he'll be traded. He'll be a trade bait. He'll be auctioned off at some point next year. Sure, I think.
Now, I got somebody y'all haven't been talking about, and I think he might have a breakout year. I think what's our middle back linebacker name? Raekwon. What is his last name?
Raekwon McMillan.
Raekwon McMillan. With that defensive line we're gonna put together, they put Raekwon Davis, Wickens, and who else we can have on the other side on the defensive line? Shaq Lawson, whoever. Imagine up the holes Raekwon Davis gonna open up for Raekwon. Coming there. He was one of the best linebackers stopping the run. He was getting his nose in every play back there.
And if you look at Shaq Lawson and Emmanuel Ogba as well, they graded out extremely well against the run as well, bro.
Yeah.
So it's
a
win.
Ogba, both, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we all know how.
I think we got great rotation. Right now, you build a team with great rotation, so we don't have to worry about nobody getting tired in the fourth quarter.
Agreed.
Right.
And the guy that was just on, we got a hell of a running back for a 5th round pick.
I love it.
Oh yeah,
we got hell of a you said the other day, yesterday, I think. We got experience back there already. Who know how to pass protect? Who what? Reason you said he had 5.1 yards per carry? Come on, man. That's better than anybody coming out right now.
And Real O'Neal, he's on a 1 year. He's only got 1 year left. So
1 year deal.
If we get a pick in the top 10 and Travis Etienne is sitting there, we can go, and then we got Howard for another year. Yeah. We got Howard for another year, and then we can replace him the year after. So.
And it's like we building where people want to come to Miami now. People want to come play for Flores that would have looked like you said, I believe we were gonna get Byron Jones. That was out of nowhere. I didn't see that coming. And they got him. And he wants to be here.
And he also called Kyle Van Noy.
Yeah, you called it. Y'all be. I'm gonna tell y'all, you guys do a damn great job on your.
Thank you, brother.
Team. Man, we appreciate
Not
that.
Not just the team, but football. Period. You guys love the game. Miami's your heart, but you guys love the game.
Yeah.
You know that's what I appreciate. I watch you guys every day. When y'all be on TV channel or whoever channel, I know y'all know. I'm gonna watch it. If I can't watch it, then I'm gonna watch it later.
Man, that's what's up, bro.
Dude, we appreciate the love and support, bro.
You're going to help me get to my 10-hour shift tomorrow. Well, today at work. And I appreciate it. I'm going to watch the other one before the draft. I'm going to look at all that stuff and see what else can I pick up. Because you guys do all the homework. Huh?
Where you at?
I'm in Florida.
Oh, okay. That's what's up.
I'm in Florida.
That's what's up.
We actually got hail today in Florida.
Oh, wow. Bad?
Yeah. No, not bad. Everybody like, where we get snow from? It don't snow in Florida. Man, that's hell. It wasn't that bad though, but it was like the first time I ever seen it in my lifetime.
So I got a spot right like in Lake Nona, you know, in the Orlando area. And that's the one thing I noticed whenever we're down there, it'll be beautiful. And then all of a sudden, for 10 minutes, it'll be the darkest sky you've ever seen, and it'll be the hardest rain. It'll be the hardest rain you've ever heard, and then all of a sudden, it's beautiful again. Like
the weather in Florida is bipolar. The weather here is
it's the same way in Texas as well, bro. Same here in Texas, man.
Yeah, so I'm just ready for that's what's up, man. I believe.
Hey, man, you welcome anytime, homie. Anytime.
Y'all guys, of course, let me on. TV, let me on. This is my first time on you guys' channel and stuff like that. But I mean, I'm like, I'm so excited we got you. I believe this guy is a next level quarterback for this team because we've been searching a long time. I've been through when we had Ray Lucas as our quarterback. Oh, he Pat White. Come on, man. Chad Henning. Really? We
That's that man right there. That's that man right there.
You got any last thoughts before we get on to some other people back here?
Yeah, because I'm gonna go to bed, man. My last thought, man, keep up the damn good work, man.
Thank you, brother.
This thing the way you guys doing, man. There's a lot of people that I'm pretty sure you guys keep watching them hit that like button. You know, respect the fans. You know, fans up all day, every day. And I'm out.
Yeah. You already know, homie. You already know.
All right. See you guys later.
All right now.
Have a good one, brother. And I wanted to say before we get to our last person back here, which is Sharif, guys, we appreciate and love all of y'all. We can't believe we started this just a little bit over a month ago, and we're already, over 515 subscribers. It's crazy, man. And the race to 1,000 is upon us. As soon as we get to 1,000, guys, we are going to do a giveaway. Trust me. And as we level up 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, the giveaways are going to get better. So, like, share, subscribe. If you can, tell your friends, man. We just appreciate all the love and support. It's been blessed up, man. Like, we never thought we'd get this good of feedback, and it's been awesome. And honestly, we did it for a lot of you guys who were on the other platform saying these two should have their show together. We like their chemistry, et cetera, et cetera. So thank you guys for putting the idea in our heads and pushing us to be better. We love you all. So let's go next to the last person, one of our consistent and constant supporters, all the way from the Bahamas. What's going on, Sharif?
Sharif, what's good, homie?
How's it going?
What's good, bro?
How's it going, Dolphin fans?
Chilling.
Yeah, man. I'm just excited, man. I'm just excited. I'm overly excited. A couple of news and notes. I found out that Tua, I think, has signed a $30 million contract and $7.8 million a year. Another note is that Roger Goodell, I think he's still looking to go forward with the season.
I love it.
As planned.
I think they'd even play with empty seats.
But now, right, but the thing is, are we past OTAs? No, I think it's 3 more weeks and then it's OTAs. I think it's rookies, invitees. And then
they got virtual. They said they got virtual OTAs already set up and ready to go. Even stuff they can do that are going to burn calories on a daily basis if it gets to that.
Right. And then also I've looked. I want to go on a little rant here.
Go ahead.
I've looked at I've looked at Adam Gase. I've looked at what Jeff Ireland has done. I've looked at what Mike Tannenbaum has done. By the way, good job by Mike Tannenbaum of throwing that smoke screen out there that it'll be irresponsible to draft a quarterback. No, it'll be irresponsible to draft a quarterback in the top 10.
Sharif, you know what I do? You know what I look at it like? I look at it in a better light. We didn't listen to Mike Tannenbaum. That's how I take it as.
Right. Yeah, but do you guys know that he was only moved out of his position to be senior advisor to Stephen Ross? You guys know he's still employed with the Dolphins, right?
Yeah.
He's just not GM.
That's why that Herbert. That's why when he talked about Herbert, it gained a little bit more steam, right? Because that's what people were saying. They brought up the advisor role and how he still has Ross's ear a little bit.
Exactly. So his job is to let the big player fall to us.
Can I ask you this?
So on that note,
can I ask you this?
And
let me ask you this, because you've been around since we've been over at TD. Do you remember when me and EM went on there and they tried to bury us when we said that Stephen Ross went to Greer and they saw that Michigan-Alabama game live and we saw them on the sidelines with Alabama not too far from Tua.
Yes.
And me and EM were saying it won't come out.
I remember that.
Because that'll be tampering. But you can't tell me that they weren't gauging what the situation was with Tua while they were there. And look,
they tried to kill us.
They did. Now they definitely
tried to kill us. Man.
And like 11 months before that, You have footage of them on campus, and this is when Tua was still backing up Hurts. So they were watching Tua for years, man. You know.
Yeah, I've come on.
But
I've said, Sharif, I have heard since the 2018 draft. So after the national championship where they beat Georgia, from what I understand, Chris Greer was going around and telling anyone who would listen at that 2018 draft in Atlanta that we're taking Tua when he declares.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree. And also I look at all of the moves. Let's look at just the moves last year. All of the Dolphins in here, I want you to know there was 46 transactions moved from week 1 to week 17. There were 26 players brought in off of the street. There were 14 keys brought in. This is aside from the 13 undrafted in the preseason. So what I'm trying to tell, especially DraftKings, I'm trying to tell DraftKings and people and our fans like DraftKings that Flores is able to bring that much transactions in and have half of them adjust to the scheme, learn the scheme, and execute the scheme. And then we're able to go 5-4 coming down to week 17, beat New England. So this, once again, guys, the system that he wants, the system that he's bringing in, the guys that he's bringing in, one of them are still 19. Yes, they drafted him high. But if he's 19, that means when the Dolphins are going to be good for 15 years, this guy is still going to be 25 and not even entering his prime yet.
And another thing, Sharif,
and also what I'm looking at is
at one point in the season, 30% of our starters were undrafted free agents or off the waiver wire. So
exactly.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the ability, especially for fans who thought we blow draft or get more caliber players. This team, okay, look at New England. I'm sorry to even be saying their name. They're going to bring in a bunch of players, and if they do not cut it or jump the depth chart, they're going to get rid of them. Some of these guys now you're saying that they've brought in last year, they're not going to make it. They're going to cut them. If you don't break the roster, it's just like Jimmy Johnson. One of the reasons I love Jimmy Johnson is not only the competition, the fact that you saw the next day that you're gone if you didn't make it. And a practice squad player who's doing the job will actually take a job, and you would be cut by Jimmy. And there's something called game ball that Jimmy gave you to ensure that you made the team and you are an imprint. But I'm going back to Flores. You'll be gone. There's going to be 90 plus players on this 90-man roster that will be invited to camp, and a lot of them will be cut. Why? Because he will have the best 55 for game 1. So I'm not going to get tied to stars. I'm getting tied to Tua as soon as his jersey comes out. But I'm not getting tied to anyone else. But because if they lose their job for the betterment of the team, they're gone. You're going to have a guy with a jersey who's cut.
I tell them
so we have to have a mindset as a Dolphins fans. It's competition that we want so that anybody gets better. That's what we want. And I'll let someone get in and I'll listen to you guys' response inside the room.
Thanks a lot, Sharif. That was great, brother. I always love your insight. Always.
Reason.
Yes, sir.
You're always welcome.
Yes, sir.
I sent you a Gmail. I sent you a Gmail of the picture of the recent moves up to date. I don't know if you looked at it.
I haven't checked
your email when you can.
I haven't checked
Take
it.
Care, man.
I'll check it. Yo, Sharif, are you a mod right now? Is he gone?
Yes, I am.
You are a mod? Okay, I just wanted to make sure, brother. But yo, always come back.
I'm a mod.
You're always welcome, brother. We love having you on.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I've also shared T's channel and your channel, Facebook groups.
Thanks, brother.
I'm in a Miami-based Dolphins WhatsApp group. So later on, we can get into how I can add y'all to that. But I've also, I'm just sharing it around in the Facebook Dolphins group. The Facebook Dolphins groups are massive.
Yeah, they're
but
huge.
I'll work on getting the word out. Great work. Great work, EM. Great work, Reason.
Man.
I'll let someone else get in. You guys take care.
Thank you so much, homie. Always welcome. Always welcome.
Yeah, Sharif always brings good insight and to whenever he jumps on. So, that was our last guy. So, EM, you want to get in any last thoughts before we get out of here?
No, man. Just looking for just looking forward to getting things settling down. And my primary focus is I just hope we just get the season. You know, I hope the season isn't disrupted in any kind of way.
Yeah.
I know that's, you know, in the grand scheme of things, I just want things to be better as a whole. But I mean, yeah, man, I'm just looking forward to the season. You know, there's no disruptions in the season, and yeah, man, getting, you know, things getting settled, get these players under contract, and moving forward to OTAs, man, and then training camp, and hopefully the season, bro.
Yeah, and I think Rhino said it best. Guys, day 3, incredible day. You know, it was so good that even to myself, where was that aggressiveness to move up from 70 to secure our safety? But like I said, the jury's still out for me on Brandon Jones, so I ain't gonna knock it. I'll ride it out. I'll study him a little bit more. I'll gain a better grasp of what he's going to be. Like I said, from what I've seen, that's the best I saw from him was especially in the slot. But I think day 3, when you look at Strobridge, when you look at moving up for Weaver, when you look for moving up for Kinley, you know, when we get the best long snapper in the draft, you know, getting a gadget player who allows us to line them up in the RPOs or, you know, line them up in the slot in 4 or 5 receiver sets. You know, when you look at adding Benito Jones and UDFA, and I think a guy in Kirk Merritt that's going to compete for that slot right off the bat, I think they did an absolute phenomenal job on day 3. And it's almost like this. It's almost like, you know, they did good, and then they woke up on day 3. They drank the right amount of coffee, and they just went to work, right? And I like it out of the park. And I like to see, you know what I like to see, EM? They were so aggressive that once they missed out on Dobbins, they said, okay, we'll address the trenches with Raekwon, but let's get on the horn and go get that lightning to our thunder, you know, that we kept talking about on this channel. That's why they wanted a Swift, or that's why they wanted a JK. Right. You know, me even. What did I say? I said I love Jonathan Taylor. He's my number 1 guy. But with what they were wanting to do, JK and DeAndre were better fits, and then they go get a guy like Breda who's the perfect fit. So I think they absolutely killed day 3, guys. They killed it. Yeah,
They killed it, bro.
And we love hearing your guys' thoughts on the whole day. You know, I was really fun doing the day 3 recaps and involving all of you guys. You know, like we said, once we get rolling here and we figure out what our schedule is going to be like, we are going to have a regular call-in show weekly. It won't be every show like this, guys. We're going to go try to get back into the normal things. We're going to do the edge evaluation show that EM has lined up for our free agent signings. I'm going to have Brian Trulin on from Cornerback Club Film Room, and we're going to go over, you know, our stable of quarterbacks and the Tua pick. We're lining up something with the scout from Blue Chip Scouting. We're going to go over the offensive line picks and our projected offensive line. And guys, Mr. Ballgame is going to be coming on. He's going to go over the secondary picks and how he projects our secondary for 2020. So we got a lot of things on the horizon, guys. Yeah, man. Anything else before we get out of here?
Fins up all day, every day. Y'all already know what time it is.
Yes, sir. You guys already know what it is. It's Fins up all day, every day, guys.